Hey everybody, it's Flyin Ryan here with a review of the World Tech Toys Hulkbuster helicopter from the Avengers Age of Ultron movie. And there are actually a couple other characters out now. I've seen at least a Hulk and a Captain America. I don't know if they've got all the other guys yet or not, but there are more in this series coming out. But I just have the Hulkbuster for now. And then, this is just a simple two-channel coaxial helicopter. So you got the counter-rotating main blades, and you just control throttle for up and down and left and right rotation. And it just kind of slowly moves forward on its own, and you can just kind of turn it as it goes. It's got a little flashing light here in the front, and there are some sounds that you can actually trigger by pressing these buttons, and the sounds come out of the controller, not out of the helicopter itself. But I'll demonstrate those in the flight review. But like I said, it's just two channels, so you just got throttle on the left and right turn on the right. There's no forward and backward, it just moves on its own. And it is infrared controlled, so this is indoors only. You don't want to use it out in the sunlight. It does have a charger built into the transmitter, so you can charge right off the transmitter here if you want. It's got a trim knob here in the center, which can be a little bit hard to grab when you're trying to fly and then make, constant little correction to that, because with a two-channel helicopter, you're basically trimming all the time, and you've got to really keep your trim good in order for it to work well. If it's just spinning around on its own, you're never going to have any success with it. So I wish there was a little, like a roller up here on the top or something a little easier to get to, because this is a little bit awkward. And there are three different channels, so you can select what channel you want. I believe, I don't think it's locked into a channel. Yeah, I think you pick which channel you want, and then when you turn it on, it syncs to that. That way you can fly three different ones at the same time without, controlling them each other. You just put each one on one of the three different channels. And it also comes with a replacement, just two blades, so you can replace, just one top or bottom. You wouldn't be able to replace all four if you had to. And then it also comes with a USB charger. It takes about an hour and 15 minutes to charge off the controller, and I didn't get a chance to test it with the USB, but I would assume it's going to be a little bit faster with the USB. That's probably a higher charging rate, so maybe as short as 45 minutes or something like that from the USB, I would expect. And you get about 5.5 minute flights. It's kind of a little hard to measure it, because it's hard to keep these things flying for the entire duration. I mean, you're basically just keeping them from crashing. You don't have much control, so I end up crashing it a lot. It's kind of hard to get really accurate flight times, but 5.5 should be about right. But really, that's all there is to say about it. Not really too much. It's, a nice, simple little thing. This is, more for fans of the movie. It's definitely not, for, if you're wanting a helicopter to really fly around. This is more novelty and just about having the character, be able to be flying around. And I also wouldn't really suggest it for beginners, because two-channel helicopters are just really hard to control. So kind of a little bit of a weird market for these things, but if you're a fan of the movie and a fan of the character, I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty well detailed character. It looks pretty neat. It's kind of just like a flying action character or something like that. So if you like the movie, you'll probably like those, but if you're looking for a fun helicopter to fly, these are not the thing for you. But yeah, I think that's about all there's to say about it, so let's go take it for a flight. Alright, this is the flight review of the Avengers Iron Man Hulkbuster two-channel coaxial helicopter from World Tech Toys. And this is, just two channels, so you're not going to be flying it around super precisely. It's more of a novelty than anything. And it's also just infrared, so it's only for indoor use. You don't want to fly it outdoors in the sun or you'll lose your signal. But we got a couple buttons here on the transmitter. The one on the left turns some LEDs on, so you can see his little chest blinking and then his eyes light up, so that's kind of cool. We'll keep that turned on. And the right button just makes voices, but it comes out of the transmitter here, not out of the helicopter. So just 3 vocalizations that it repeats. And yeah, since this is only 2-channel, you know, it'll just kind of move around forward on its own, and you just turn left and right. And trim is very important, so this knob is the first thing you want to do. You want to try to get it about a hover speed, so see it's spinning to the left, so I'm going to give right trim until it steadies out. There we go. So that is very important when flying a 2-channel helicopter. You want your trim to be even, or else you're going to have a really hard time having any control over it. But then after that, it just kind of moves around on its own, and you're just sort of turning it. You're kind of just guiding it and keeping it from crashing. You're not really ever flying a 2-channel helicopter. So I mean, they're really just novelty. It's not really, you know, like flying a normal helicopter. Not really that great for beginners actually either, because it takes quite a bit of stick work and dealing with the trim to try to get it to fly right. But if you know what you're doing, you get it trimmed right, and you're just kind of gentle on the controls and keep it going in the direction you want, it's definitely flyable. Whoa. Yeah, trim constantly changes too, so you gotta kind of be on the trim knob all throughout the flight as it sort of comes and goes. As the battery dies, the trim will change. As you lower and drop the throttle, the trim changes. So kind of a lot of work to fly a 2-channel helicopter. But like I said, you know, it's more just a novelty, just to kind of see the character flying around. You know, you're not trying to do super precise flying with it. And it can certainly do, you know, just that, just flying around. Kind of cool looking. Well, that's really all there is to it. So let's see if I can get it in for any kind of landing at all. Try to bring it back around. Oh, almost. Let me give that one more try. I feel like I can get him to land on his feet if I do it just right. Oh, anyway, I could try that all night long until I get it, but there we go. That's the Iron Man Hulkbuster from Avengers, made by World Tech Toys. Pretty neat, you know, for novelty if you're a fan of the movie or the character, but you know, definitely don't expect to be doing really fancy flying with it or anything like that. But anyway, check the video description for price and purchase link, and I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.